Back on the show is Misha Cirkunov. He's got a big fight coming up here at UFC 196. He's taking on UFC newcomer Alex Nicholson. Misha, how you doing? How's the holiday season?
Good, awesome, just like always, just training, staying in shape, working on new things, and, just something that I always do, and just excited to be part of such a big card. Las Vegas, I always wanted to kind of, go back to Vegas and fight there. It's a fight capital of the world, so just, very excited, very pumped. I've been doing a lot of work and just, can't wait to be there.
Did you get any downtime at all during the holiday season, or was it all training?
I went down like with the family to Montreal for 3 days, and that was pretty much that was it. Other than that, I'm always at the gym, do my classes, training. It's something like I enjoy doing. It's something that I would always do.
Absolutely. We were talking a bit off air there. I actually saw you at Costco. When you usually go to Costco, what do you usually get when you go there? You must get a lot of stuff in bulk, being a big guy like yourself.
Yeah, usually, I love the store. Obviously, can get a bunch of good deals, and we mainly go for like fruits and veggies. They're on sale. Like you can get like a lot of them in a good price. But anything like meats, fish, like all the good quality like cheeses. I love the store. Costco is the best.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about your last fight, man. Everything went great. You got the first round knockout over Daniel Jolly, UFC Fight Night 74 back in August in Saskatoon. Is it safe to say everything went according to plan in that fight?
Yeah, everything went exactly the way I planned. He ended up being a little bit stronger than I thought. He's a very good athlete. I was not expecting. It's like never judge a book by its cover. But other than that, like in terms of technical preparation and the game plan and everything, like I was happy with the performance, and especially for the first fight in the big show, that was kind of that was very good experience.
Good stuff. And how'd you celebrate after the fight?
Just like didn't do anything crazy, but I had a whole bunch of people at one of this. It's not a nightclub. It's kind of like kind of outdoor, like a kind of like a cabana pool bar. So we just went there. It's kind of like a daytime, just under the sun. Just got some sun rays, and that was it.
Good stuff. Sounds great. Did you find that after that fight, more people sort of recognized you in the Ontario region? I mean, people who have seen you locally fight, but fighting in the UFC, especially on a Fox card like you were, you must have got a lot more people recognizing you after that fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. I noticed like just like you know, a lot more people kind of know who I am. They knew I fight MMA, they knew I'm a tough guy, but now that I fight in UFC, they realize that I'm actually, like a very tough guy, and it's just, it's nice, people give me respect, especially like in person, like I don't know how it is behind the back, but everyone seemed to be really, really cool and very like, supportive, and I'm just happy to see like, a lot of positive people and a lot of people that want to see their local guy, go like a higher stage, so that's really, really cool.
Good stuff. Now, you haven't fought since August. Now, is that a matter of the UFC just not booking you in fights, or did you want to take some time off after the win?
No, originally I was trying to get on a December 10th card, the same card where Elias Theodore and Sage Northcutt, the same card. I thought that was like, that would be a really cool kind of like, bunch of kind of like new talent, new up and comers, like, so I wanted to kind of be there and kind of also spoil the party and show my presence there, but it didn't work out. But kind of like UFC stuff and all of them, they kind of knew I'm ready to go, and my goal was to get to 4 fights last year, but I got 3, so it's still pretty busy year, and I'm planning on doing same this year. I'm trying to plan at least 3 fights this year as well.
Now, we're recording this on January 6th, and next weekend there's a light heavyweight fight between Sean O'Connell and Ira Latifi. Are you a little disappointed that you didn't get to fight Sean O'Connell, who you were originally supposed to fight on that Saskatchewan card?
It's I'm not even disappointed. Like he's part of the show. He's in UFC and I'm in UFC. It's just it's a matter of time. Obviously he fought more than I did, and maybe people want to see me fight a little bit more before I fight him, because since he's ranked fighter, and I'm trying to get there as well, and I'm sure that's down the road. Anything can happen, and I'm sure it will happen. Maybe it's not going to be Sean O'Connell. Maybe it's going to be, someone else. But we will see big fights coming up down the road for sure.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to it. Let's talk about your big fights. You're taking on Alex Nicholson. What do you know about him, and how do you think you match up against him?
Alex Nicholson, he's he looks like a very strong guy, very physical. He's a big guy. He's tall. He has a good reach. He looks like he hits hard just because of his leverage and length, and he's a little bit unpredictable too. He does things like spinning back fists, and he can kick, and he's a wild guy. So basically, if you get hit by him, it shows that he can knock you out. Doesn't matter if you're light heavyweight or heavyweight. So he's a dangerous guy, and I take him very serious. And I think it's gonna be a good fight. He coming on 5-fight winning streak, and so do I. And I think we match up great just based on that. And it's a high level fight, and it's gonna be very exciting since in Vegas there's gonna be a lot of big guys fighting. So we're definitely gonna add some weight for that big guys fight card.
Must be pretty cool for you to fight in Las Vegas, because I know earlier in your career, I remember you and I talked. You were actually training out there at Extreme Couture in Vegas, so you must have a lot of old friends that are going to be out there probably checking out the fight.
Yeah, back in the day when I was there, I was actually training at Cobra Kai, at that school there. But I do know like a bunch of people there, and I actually competed there. I did won some grappling tournaments in Vegas back in the day when I used to live there a little bit, and I do know some people. It's gonna be exciting, It's gonna be exciting to fight in front of kind of like Las Vegas crowd, and it's gonna be it's gonna be different than when I fight in Saskatchewan, for example. Even though it's still UFC, like fighting in a fight capital of the world there's nothing like it, and I can't wait to go there and put out my show. Connor had his, and I'm gonna have mine.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now I know you normally train at Extreme Couture for your fights. Is that the plan for this fight as well?
Yeah, I've always trained at Extreme Couture. I also train like a couple other gyms. Time to time, I drive down to wrestle at other gyms, and I don't specify just which gym I train. I train all the time, and doesn't matter where. I make sure I get the workout, get the lung pump, get the heart going, work your technique and everything. And I do have some people show up from the other gyms that normally don't train with me, but they're really good. And I kind of like steal some guys here and there for a couple of training sessions, and I do that. And I kind of like, for example, I know my opponent, he's a tall, lanky guy. So I try to kind of find and bring all the tall and lanky guys that kind of I met throughout my kind of fight career. And I try to bring them and try to kind of like tell them, okay, just do that, do this. So we try to kind of, symbolize and, try to make it happen from where I am.
Good stuff. And without looking past your opponent here, is there anyone you'd like to fight in the division right now? I mean, you are a UFC light heavyweight fighter. You must have your eye on some other fighters in the division.
You know what? Like, instead of picking and choosing, like everybody, I would like to fight everybody.
Nice.
I wish I could. I don't know how many guys are in the division. Like, I don't know how many. They're like 35 or 40.
Something like that, yeah.
Fight every single one of them, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'd like to have at least 30, 40 fights in UFC, so how about I fight all of them? Like that would be, instead of picking and choosing, that's fair, I'll fight every one of them.
You fought a lot last year. How many times would you like to fight this year?
Last year I fought 3. Ideally, it would be nice to have 4. But this year, if I get 3 fights, for me, it's a very busy, productive year. And I would love to have at least 3 fights. And this one being already kind of in the beginning of the year, lines me up really nice and wide for pretty much the whole year. And I know that UFC is coming to Canada, which
yes,
I'm fighting in Vegas. I kind of like did check mark fighting there, so I would love to go back and fight in front of all Canadians, especially if UFC is going to be in Toronto. I would love to be in a main card and just get the whole crowd going nuts,
Absolutely. Yeah, I can speak for people out here in Toronto as well too. I mean, we're dying for another card. It was unfortunate they skipped last year. We didn't even get a date for a card last year. It was a bummer.
Yeah, but I think this year for sure, like 2016, we're gonna have it in Toronto. It's gonna be like probably summertime. It's gonna be wild because we didn't have it last year. So I just have this feeling this year is gonna be very, very. It's going to be an amazing show for sure.
Well, I definitely hope you're right. But let's talk about your fight. One last question I got for you here on the fight. How does this one end on February 6th?
It's two big guys, tall, lanky guys coming out and just testing each other's chin. And, whatever happens, if he decides to clinch, people know I can toss people down. And, if he decides to keep us standing up, it's going to be a lot of punches, a lot of, just don't blink.
Right.
People know kind of I come out, kind of pretty hard, high RPMs. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna do the same. So it's gonna be a very exciting round, and just don't blink. Like definitely don't miss a fight. That's for sure.
I was going to say your last couple of fights have all ended in the first round. So I was thinking, are you trying to keep the theme going, get another first round finish here?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to finish like all your fights kind of first round and just like with stoppages. That's what every fighter wants to do. But having said that, I went to a few decisions before, so if that doesn't work out, there's a game plan B, plan C, and etc. But ideally, I'm gonna try to finish the fight in the first round. I'll take if the opportunity is there. Basically, I'll definitely jump on it.
Good stuff. Well, we certainly look forward to it. UFC 196, February 6th. Everyone's got to check it out. Misha, I want to thank you so much for joining me here on the program once again. Just remind my audience where they can find you on social media and give any shout-outs you need to. The floor is yours.
Yeah, no, thanks for everyone who does, follow me and who's gonna turn in to watch my fight. And people that don't follow me, you can follow me on Instagram, Misha C911, or at Misha_Cirkunov on Twitter, or just on Facebook, Misha Cirkunov. And if people have any questions, feel free to message me. Maybe I look scary, but you can approach me, no problems, and we can chat for sure. Thanks a lot for having me on the show as well.